Hi, I'm Ryan James Locke from beingyourownpublicist.com. I work with a lot of coaches and consultants and I teach them best practices for, getting featured in the media, building their personal brand and business, and really standing out in such a crowded market. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, do I need a budget for PR? Well, the answer is yes and no. Ideally, having a budget would be great, as with anything, but if you don't have a budget, it's not a problem. You see, many of the things I teach people to do don't actually cost you anything apart from time and perhaps energy. For example, if you don't have a budget at the moment for getting yourself publicity and marketing your business, it's really not a problem. Calling journalists to arrange meetings doesn't cost anything. Pitching yourself for guest spots on podcasts doesn't cost anything. Submitting work for guest writing slots doesn't cost anything. You see, it's sort of a myth that you need to have a large budget or in fact hire anybody to get you publicity. I used to work as a publicist, so I know that way of thinking, but I can tell you, now that I do coaching and I write for different websites, in the last perhaps 4 weeks I've been featured in New York twice, Canada once, London once, Ibiza once. So that's 3 different countries, 4 pieces of press, 3 different countries. And I did that all myself. I didn't pay anybody to do it. It only took time. But that publicity did amazing things for my business, bringing in new clients and product sales. So what I would really want to do is encourage you as a coach or a consultant, whatever you do, to really understand that, getting publicity for yourself is incredibly important. You can have a fantastic idea. You can know some amazing things that can really help people. But if nobody knows who you are, then in the nicest possible way, you're shouting in a very noisy room because we're in a very crowded market as coaches. There's lots of people doing this. And publicity really helps you to stand out and speak to your ideal clients and also position you. It helps you to sort of be seen as an expert and it puts you in front of people that perhaps could really benefit from your work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through, ways that you can get publicity that don't require a budget. So as we've already said earlier, submitting pieces for guest articles, pitching in to do podcast interviews, filming YouTube videos, that kind of thing. They're very powerful ways of really building your brand, but they don't cost you anything. So your assignment for this video, I'd like you to look at something you can do to raise your profile without worrying about budget. Budget can come later. Right now, we're just going to focus on getting you to take action. If you like this content, you're going to love an upcoming workshop I'm doing called Publicity Masterclass. I'll be teaching in-depth practices that you can do to get yourself press coverage on websites, in magazines, that kind of thing, with little or no budget. I'm going to talk you through dealing with the press, coming up with stories, how to create an interest around yourself and what you do, and there'll be a few bonus things in there as well. You can get more information at www.beingyourownpublicist.com, where you can also apply for a free 30-minute consultation on the best steps to getting publicity for yourself.